Introduction. Hello and welcome back to ThriveSphere, your trusted source for health, longevity, and wellness. Today, we're diving deep into a crucial topic that affects millions worldwide but is often overlooked or misunderstood: early signs of cognitive decline. You might think that forgetting a name here and there or misplacing your keys is just a normal part of aging. But what if these small lapses are actually early warning signs of something more serious? Recognizing these signs early can make a huge difference in how you manage your brain health and protect your cognitive function for years to come. In this video, we'll explore what cognitive decline really means, the subtle early symptoms that many people ignore, why early detection matters, practical steps you can take to preserve your brain health. So, if you or a loved one have noticed any changes in memory, thinking, or behavior, stay tuned, this video is for you. What is cognitive decline? Before we jump into the early signs, it's essential to have a clear understanding of what cognitive decline actually means. Cognitive decline refers to the gradual reduction in mental abilities that impact how we think, remember, and make decisions. Our brain is responsible for many complex functions, from recalling memories, processing language, focusing attention, to solving problems and planning actions. Cognitive decline affects one or more of these abilities over time. It's important to note that not all cognitive changes mean disease. As we age, it's normal to experience some degree of mild forgetfulness or slower thinking. For example, occasionally misplacing your glasses or forgetting a name briefly are common and usually harmless. However, cognitive decline becomes concerning when these changes are persistent, worsen over time, and start to interfere with everyday life. At this point, it may signal the onset of more serious conditions like mild cognitive impairment, MCI, which is an intermediate stage between normal aging and dementia. Dementia itself is an umbrella term that describes a group of symptoms affecting memory, thinking, and social abilities severely enough to impact daily functioning. The most common cause of dementia is Alzheimer's disease, characterized by the progressive death of brain cells. Understanding cognitive decline as a spectrum is crucial. On one end, you have normal aging with minimal cognitive changes. In the middle, there is mild cognitive impairment, where some symptoms are noticeable but don't yet disrupt independence. At the far end, dementia significantly affects all aspects of cognitive function and independence. Importantly, experiencing mild forgetfulness or confusion doesn't guarantee you will develop dementia. Many people with early signs remain stable or improve with intervention. But detecting those early signs gives you a valuable opportunity to act, whether through medical evaluation or lifestyle changes, to protect your brain health. Why early detection is vital. Recognizing cognitive decline early on is one of the most important steps you can take to maintain your brain health. Here's why early detection matters so much. 1. Timely medical evaluation and diagnosis. Early identification allows doctors to conduct a thorough assessment to find out what's causing the symptoms. Cognitive decline can be caused by various factors, some reversible and treatable, such as vitamin deficiencies, thyroid problems, infections, or medication side effects. Identifying these early can prevent unnecessary progression. In cases where cognitive decline signals diseases like Alzheimer's or other dementias, early diagnosis enables appropriate planning, treatment, and support. 2. Opens the door to treatments or lifestyle changes. While there's no cure for many neurodegenerative diseases yet, emerging treatments and clinical trials show promise in slowing their progression. Additionally, lifestyle modifications, such as diet, exercise, and cognitive training, have demonstrated positive effects on brain health. The sooner you start these, the more effective they are. 3. Helps patients and families plan for the future. Early diagnosis gives you and your loved ones time to discuss future care preferences. Make legal and financial plans, and adapt your lifestyle or home environment. It reduces stress and uncertainty later on. 4. Improves quality of life by addressing symptoms proactively. Early intervention can help manage symptoms like mood changes, sleep disturbances, or difficulty concentrating, improving daily function and emotional well-being. Early signs of cognitive decline you might be ignoring. Now, let's break down the early symptoms you might be overlooking. 1. Subtle memory loss. Most people think memory loss is the first and most obvious sign, but it's often more subtle than you realize. Forgetting recently learned information frequently. Repeating questions or stories in the same conversation. Misplacing items more often than usual. Trouble recalling names of people you know well. These early memory lapses differ from typical forgetfulness because they happen more frequently and interfere with daily life. 2. Difficulty performing familiar tasks. Do you find it harder to complete everyday tasks that used to be easy? Problems managing finances or paying bills? Struggling to follow recipes or instructions? Difficulty driving or navigating familiar routes? If these tasks suddenly feel confusing or overwhelming, it could signal early cognitive changes. 3. Trouble finding the right words. Language difficulties are common early signs. Struggling to name objects or people. Using vague or incorrect words. Pausing frequently while speaking to search for words. This symptom is often subtle but noticeable to friends and family. 4. Poor judgment and decision-making. Changes in judgment can show up as making unusual financial decisions, neglecting personal hygiene or health, taking greater risks than usual. These shifts can indicate that cognitive functions related to reasoning and executive function are declining. 5. Losing track of time and place. Early cognitive decline may cause getting lost in familiar places, confusion about dates, seasons, or passage of time. Difficulty understanding something if it's not immediately in front of you. This symptom can be alarming but is often missed initially. 6. Changes in mood or personality. Mood swings and personality changes can be early indicators. Increased anxiety, depression, or irritability. Withdrawal from social activities or hobbies. Becoming suspicious or fearful without clear reason. These emotional and behavioral changes are sometimes more evident than cognitive ones early on. 7. Difficulty concentrating or planning. If you notice trouble focusing on tasks or planning ahead, this could be a red flag. Losing track of steps in a project. Trouble multitasking. Easily distracted by irrelevant stimuli. Such symptoms affect work, home life, and personal organization. Why these signs are often ignored. Despite the clear benefits, many people overlook or dismiss early cognitive symptoms. This happens for several reasons. Fear or denial. Cognitive decline and dementia carry a heavy stigma and fear. Many avoid acknowledging symptoms because of anxiety about diagnosis, loss of independence, or social stigma. This denial can delay seeking help. Misattribution to stress, tiredness, or normal aging. People often blame memory slips or confusion on temporary stress, fatigue, or just getting older. While these factors can affect cognition, they should not be the default assumption, especially if symptoms persist or worsen. Lack of awareness about the subtlety of early signs. Many early symptoms are subtle and easily overlooked or rationalized. For example, difficulty finding words or trouble multitasking might seem like a normal quirk rather than a red flag. Stigma around brain health and dementia. Talking about brain health or cognitive issues remains taboo in many cultures, causing people to hide symptoms or avoid discussing concerns with family or healthcare providers. Changing this mindset is essential. Early symptoms aren't a sign of failure or something to hide, they are a critical call to action to protect your brain and maintain your quality of life. Risk factors to consider. Not everyone faces the same risk of cognitive decline. Some factors increase your likelihood, and knowing these can help you stay vigilant. Age. Cognitive decline risk increases significantly after age 60. This is due to natural changes in the brain such as reduced neuronal plasticity, decreased blood flow, and accumulation of cellular damage. Family history of dementia or Alzheimer's. Genetics play a role. Having close relatives with dementia increases your risk, although it's not a certainty you will develop it. Cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and hypertension. Conditions that affect blood vessels impair blood flow to the brain, contributing to cognitive decline. High blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, and high cholesterol are strong risk factors. Lifestyle factors. Smoking, a sedentary lifestyle, poor diet, excessive alcohol consumption, and lack of mental stimulation increase the risk of cognitive decline. Brain injuries or chronic stress. Head trauma or long-term psychological stress may accelerate brain aging and increase vulnerability. Understanding your personal risk profile allows you to focus on modifiable factors and seek regular cognitive health checks. How to assess your cognitive health. If you or your loved ones notice early signs, taking action is crucial. Here's how you can assess cognitive health. Medical evaluation. Schedule an appointment with a primary care physician or neurologist experienced in cognitive disorders. They can conduct physical exams, review your medical history, and order necessary tests. Cognitive testing. There are standardized tools like the Mini-Mental State Examination, MMSE, Montreal Cognitive Assessment, MoCA, or neuropsychological testing that objectively measure memory, attention, language, and executive function. Symptom tracking. Keep a journal or use digital apps to record your symptoms, noting frequency, severity, and triggers. This helps healthcare providers understand progression and patterns. Family and friends input. Sometimes close relatives or friends notice changes that the individual may not. Discussing observations openly can provide a clearer picture. Early, comprehensive assessment enables accurate diagnosis, rule out reversible causes, and guides treatment planning. What causes cognitive decline? Cognitive decline results from complex biological processes in the brain. The main underlying causes include brain cell death and loss of connections. Neurons communicate through synapses. In cognitive decline, neurons die or lose connections, impairing brain circuits responsible for memory and thinking. Accumulation of toxic proteins. In Alzheimer's disease, abnormal proteins called beta-amyloid plaques and tau tangles build up inside and outside neurons, disrupting function and triggering cell death. Reduced blood flow and oxygen supply. Vascular problems restrict blood flow, depriving brain cells of oxygen and nutrients, leading to damage. This is common in vascular dementia. Chronic inflammation and oxidative stress. Long-term inflammation and free radicals damage brain tissue. Factors like poor diet, infections, or environmental toxins can worsen this. Nutrient deficiencies. Lack of essential vitamins such as B12 and D, or omega-3 fatty acids, affects brain health and function, making neurons more vulnerable. These changes often begin years or decades before symptoms appear, which is why early lifestyle and medical intervention is key. Can cognitive decline be prevented or slowed? The most empowering fact is that cognitive decline is not inevitable. Many studies show that you can influence your brain's aging process through targeted actions. Regular physical exercise. Exercise improves blood flow to the brain, promotes the growth of new neurons, neurogenesis, and supports the formation of new synapses. Aerobic activities like walking, swimming, or cycling are especially beneficial. Brain-healthy diet. Diets rich in antioxidants, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals, such as the Mediterranean diet or the Mind diet, have been linked to slower cognitive decline. These emphasize fruits, vegetables, nuts, whole grains, fish, and olive oil, while limiting red meat and processed foods. Quality sleep. Deep sleep stages help clear harmful proteins from the brain and consolidate memories. Poor sleep is strongly linked to cognitive decline. Mental stimulation. Lifelong learning, puzzles, reading, music, or social engagement builds cognitive reserve, the brain's ability to compensate for damage. Managing cardiovascular risk factors. Controlling blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol reduces brain vessel damage and inflammation. Stress reduction and mindfulness. Chronic stress releases harmful hormones that damage neurons. Techniques like meditation, yoga, and mindfulness can protect brain health. Practical tips to protect your brain. Here are some actionable strategies to slow or prevent cognitive decline. Nutrition. Eat plenty of colorful fruits and vegetables rich in antioxidants. Include omega-3 fatty acids from fatty fish or flax seeds. Limit processed foods, added sugars, and excessive alcohol. Ensure adequate intake of B vitamins and vitamin D. Exercise. Aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate aerobic exercise weekly. Include strength training and balance exercises. Stay active daily with walking, gardening, or dancing. Mental stimulation. Read books, learn new skills, or take up hobbies. Play brain games, puzzles, or memory exercises. Stay socially connected with friends and community groups. Sleep. Maintain a regular sleep schedule. Create a restful sleep environment. Address sleep disorders like apnea if present. Medical care. Control blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar. Discuss cognitive symptoms openly with your healthcare provider. Consider supplements only with medical advice. When to seek help. It's essential to act promptly if you or someone close to you experience persistent memory loss that disrupts daily life. Confusion about time, place, or familiar faces. Sudden mood swings, aggression, or withdrawal. Difficulty performing routine tasks like cooking, dressing, or managing finances. Early consultation with a healthcare professional can lead to better outcomes, more support, and peace of mind. Summary. Cognitive decline starts quietly, often masked as normal aging or stress. But those subtle early signs are important clues, and ignoring them can lead to missed opportunities for intervention. Here's what you should remember. Early detection empowers intervention. It gives you time to seek diagnosis, start treatment, and make lifestyle changes. Lifestyle choices matter enormously. Exercise, diet, sleep, and mental activity can protect your brain. You're not alone. Support, resources, and medical care are available. Prioritize your brain health as much as your physical health. At Thrive Sphere, we're here to guide you on this journey, because thriving means living fully, with a sharp and resilient mind. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the early signs of cognitive decline. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on the latest in health and wellness. Have you or someone you know experienced any of these early signs? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. Let's learn from each other. Stay healthy, stay curious, and keep thriving.